A warm welcome to today's session with Swarangi, Ronak and Rishav. My name is Parth. I'm a second year student at NSUT and I'm a community moderator here at Cuvette. So, yeah, Gaurav.
Hello, I'm Gaurav Gupta, and I'm currently working as a full-time developer in Coop, a full-time web developer, and I'm also currently a community moderator in Cuvette. So I think Parth, you can continue.
Yeah, so a warm welcome to our speakers for today, Swarangi, Ronak and Rishav. So, Swarangi, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. I am Swarangi Satpute. I'm currently working as a software developer intern at LifeVitae. The internship I got from Cuvette Tech, and I am a final year student at Mumbai University from IT branch. That's it.
Right. And Rishav, can you please introduce yourself?
Sure. So my name is Rishav Kumar. I am from Jamshedpur, Jharkhand. I am a final year student. I am doing BTech in the field of computer science from NIST. Before this internship at LT Partners, I have done three other internships. I have done a freelancing work, and I have also co-authored a research paper. And in my free time, I also make a few YouTube tutorial videos. And right now, I'm working at LT Partners as a software full stack developer intern. And I got this internship from Cuvette. So that's
Awesome. Awesome. And Ronak, can you please give a brief introduction of yourself?
Yeah, yeah. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are perfectly audible.
Yeah. Good evening, guys. My name is Ronak Agarwal. I'm a third year undergraduate from the Department of Chemical Engineering from Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. I am also an incoming software developer engineer in Honeywell, and I'm currently a backend engineer intern at Finllect, which I acquired from the Cuvette.
Great. Also, we encourage all our attendees to please have a pen and paper handy so that you can note down the important points, right? That would be appreciable.
Okay, so we can start with with our first question. I was seeing a lot of people they are very confused and they think that they have started very late. So I want to ask you guys that in which year did you guys started programming? And do you guys think uh, starting in third year or fourth year is a bit late? And what are the advantages if you start a bit early? We can start with Sarangin.
Even I think I started late, but I think it's okay. It doesn't really matter. What matters is if you're interested or not. I started in my SEM 4 programming, and basically. What I would advise is in the first and second year, people need to explore more rather than just going into one or any particular domain. It would be great if we guys try out many things. Like I myself tried out many things, but it was related to web development and coding, of course. So in web development also, I tried out front end, back end, and even designing, because at one point I thought I wouldn't be doing I wouldn't I'm not a best fit for coding. I should move on with designing, maybe a UI UX. But then after doing it, I got an idea that yeah, I can be a designer, but I'm more interested into development. So in that manner, I got my path, I got my domain. So now I have 4 internships in web development, and also I do coding a bit, but I'm more into development. So that's the thing. I got a clarity when I started to explore. So that would be my answer for that.
Okay, cool. Ronak, would you like to add something?
Yeah, about starting it, like any point of time we can start. Like I too have started after or in sem 4, and we like the main thing which I too would suggest is exploring. Like exploring the fields are very important, and not to be stuck to a field. Like similarly, I too did like we were introduced to programming in our first sems in the colleges, but like the development skills and all those skills are the ones which you explore and which we get deep dive only when we are interested in. So I would say that first explore all the fields. Like I too explored first the web dev field, the design field, then the finance field. After figuring out all these, we stuck to the web dev field, and there is no point of like starting off late or something. It 2 months or 1 month of good time for anything would make you a good beginner, and you can start off your journey from it. Like I did a course, and I like for 2 months or so, and I got my internship, and all I learned was from there. So there is no like late or early as such.
Okay, okay, cool. And Rishabh?
Yes, I completely agree with Swarangi and Ronak. I also started in my late second year, and I also explored lot of things. Means I did try mobile development, I did try front end, did try back end, did try designing as well. I even thought of leaving engineering because at one point I was quite frustrated with it. But I'm glad I did all those and tried those different things, because now I have a clear, means more clearer picture of what I want to do, and means what I want to see myself in the future. So it is important, very important to explore, and there is nothing as starting late or starting early. So,
Okay,
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 great,
cool.
great. So one word that I could like vividly point out was exploration, right? कि हर चीज एक explore करनी चाहिए and हर चीज को try करके देखना चाहिए कि what suits you the best. So at the last, like, how did you choose that one single skill? Like, जब आप explore करते जा रहे थे तो आपको पता लग गया that this is the perfect one for me, या फिर it was logical based कि मतलब this is more easy and I if I devote more time in it I'll be better in it, or what was it? Starting with Swarangi.
It would be funny that at first, when 11th, 12th, I took CS, and at that time I hated HTML. I never thought I could go in web development, for instance. And the thing is, web development just happened to me while I was just searching for internship and experience. In my second year, I thought I should try. Along with academics, I should try out things. So I just started searching internships, and I got one internship from a company. I was searching on LinkedIn. So it was front end development, and I was very new to it. But then I took it. I thought I'll somehow manage, and eventually everything was like first got that internship, and then I got a design internship, and everything I eventually it was from web development domain. So right now this is my fourth internship, and now I am pretty much sure that I am going to do more things in web development. But at first I was not that sure about it. Even at after doing two internships, I was like, I'm not going into web development because it may sound off, but people like literally they judge. HTML and CSS, like it's common to everyone. Everyone from CS or IT background has a knowledge about HTML and CSS. So as a web developer, it's like, yeah, that's not a skill kind of thing. It's more like people kind of fascinate with ML AI. So even after doing projects and work, I was not confident about it. But right now, my current internship, I'm pretty much confident, and I would like to continue with web development. But before that, I was not. I got this confidence only after doing projects and doing internships. So that's why internship is really important. And at the point, you will always find a place where you're like, I don't want to do it, I just want to leave it, I'm not meant for it, and I won't reach that level. But then if you continue, if you try, you will get through it, is what I can say.
Awesome. So basically it happened by luck when you took your school course. Great.
Yeah, actually, in my second year, I got my first internship. So eventually, it was like I just kept on getting internships in web development domain. It wasn't what I was targeting, but it just happened to me. But now I am happy about what happened to me. Sometimes
Awesome.
it's like go with the flow.
Awesome. 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 So, what about Ronak? What about your experience?
Yeah, like about choosing a skill, it is like I choose various fields as I mentioned, and it depends. Like for choosing a field, it is basically like what makes you think about it more, like which field makes you think about it more, and which makes you like कि ये करना है, like I want to go deep down into it. I want to explore more onto this. When that like the desire comes, I think that clicks that this is my domain or something. Like when I was doing the designing part, after a point of time I was like, okay, like it's okay, it's done. And when that comes, it is clear that this domain is not for me, and that is how I came into choosing this part of the domain.
Okay. Okay. And Rishabh, what about you?
So, till now, I have not decided a niche, but like I did try different things and I find few of them interesting. Not like only one of them was interesting. So, like I work on machine learning and I work on mobile development, backend development. So these are the three things that I like very much. So what I intend to do is like I don't want to be master of any, but I want to be the jack of all these trades. So that is what I aim to do. I haven't decided a niche yet.
All right. All right.
Okay,
Over to
okay.
you, Gaurav.
Okay. Yes, yes. So, like, as you guys said, I explored all the technologies, I tried different things, and now I have also figured out the specific skill which I want to work into. So, I want to ask you guys that why should I apply to internships? I can also learn by making projects or like making personal projects. So, like, why internships are important, and like, as a student, what were the benefits you got by doing internships? So, yes, yes, Ronak, you can continue.
Yeah, like by doing the courses, the um, self projects, we are constrained to ourselves. Like whatever we know and whatever we love to do, we'll do that, and we'll not go into exploring more deep dive. There are many advanced things in every topic, and it is never ending. So like whenever like doing an internship or something of that sort, or like a project under some professor or something, like so under some leadership or under some guidance, it helps us to harness our skills and not to just stick to some course and be constrained to whatever it is told, and you just blindly like copy the code and do it. That doesn't improve our skills.
Yes, yes, okay. And Swarangiri?
Yeah, I agree with Ronak. And while doing projects, we are like we are in our own comfort zone. We don't. It might be my experience, but I found that I am not doing things right. Up to the time I'm not completing my projects on time, or I'm finding it like pretty easy in my own space. But when we do internships, we have our deadlines, we have things we need to show to our seniors. Also I found a practical practical experience while doing internships, interacting with people, taking their uh, critics. Also also it is quite necessary as an engineer, because after 4 years we kind of go to a company where we need that kind of experience, where we are interacting with people, we are working in a team rather than just doing things by ourselves. So that experience internships can give us, rather than the projects. Also while working in a company, you get to work on the product, uh, hands-on product rather than just a project that would it won't be going anywhere else. But that's a catch. I have seen nowadays people do internships, but they are not of any use. They just do it for a certificate. So while you do while you find your internship, see to it that whatever you're developing there or whatever you are working on is actually being implemented, rather than you're just having a certificate for it and wasting your time. Rather than that, you can actually work on a project by yourself. If you want to if you want like internship experience, don't do it for just this for the sake of certificates, is what I want to say.
Yes, yes. And also, like many students say that they are not able to stay consistent. Like they start something, and but they like after some time they leave that specific skill. So if we do internships, we don't have any option. We have to complete the work on time. We have deadlines. So like we by default stay consistent. And Rishav, would you like to add something?
I think Ronak and Swarangi pretty much covered it, but I'd like to add that we get the real world experience, which is very important. We get to know the what are the industry standard practices, which I don't think any course or any blog or and those things cover. The like what is the standard practice, how a feature is implemented, what is a pipeline, and all those things. No course or no blog will is gonna tell you these are the things that you learn when you do an internship, when you make an actual product, when you get to see what are the real time bugs you get, how you solve it, and all the other things. Like you grow as a developer, not only in the domain that you work, but overall as a developer. So I think internship is very important, and plus it also feels good to like get extra money to spend on the things that you like.
Yes, yes,
That's an added benefit right there.
yes, yes.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so while we are talking about the importance of doing internships, we also need to focus on how the application process is going to be. So, how was your process of making a profile on Qvet different from making a resume and then approaching other HRs and other companies with your applications and resumes? Rishabh, you can tell us first.
Yes, so in Cuvette it was pretty easy. Like in resume, when you make a resume, you have 1,000 different themes, 1,000 different formats, and you like there's a lot of confusion on what to choose. Or if you are like applying for different companies, you need to go on their career website, fill 4 to 5 pages, 4 to 5 screens long details, and that is a very hectic process. But instead of that, in Qvert, you once have a profile and you can apply using the same profile everywhere and keep updating it time to time. So that is pretty much very much convenient. So I think it is very easy on Qvert compared to everywhere else. Plus it is also restricted, means like it is also majorly in the tech field, so that helps me personally, because like in other portals you go and see there are business development associate, sales manager, and marketing executive. I'm not saying that those are not good jobs, but I don't have anything to do with it. So, but in Cuvette, all the things are related to what I do, what I prefer. So I think it is pretty convenient in Cuvette.
Okay, nice. And Ronak, what about you?
Yeah, like Qubit like just discards the boring process of make creating a resume from a blank Word page or a Google Doc. It's a very boring process, and after we update our profile with a better UI, it is very interactive, and it makes us to like not it makes the boring process a bit interesting. And with as um Rishabh said, the it shortens the our time of like applying from the careers page or from LinkedIn, mailing everyone. All the companies are over there, and there is also very good option of recommendation. Like we get recommended to the companies. And so it basically shortens our work, and it is very convenient for us to find an intern over here.
Right, right. And Swarangi, do you have any comments?
Yeah, they both actually covered all the points, but I would like to say after I registered and after I got the internship, even then Cuvette helped me. I don't remember the person's name, but she was there for me, clearing all my doubts from the application to the interview process. And after I got the internship, even then I had many doubts because it was a startup based company and everything was virtual, so I was a little bit scared because of that. But then she was there and she explained me, and she took me through the process, so that was very relaxing for me, and that helped me a lot. It actually minimized my almost tension, so that really helped me, and it would help others also, I feel. And one more thing, I really like about Cuvette is you have certain skills and you will get a company where that skills are required. Say for example, I came across in my experience of applying, that I was applying, but then at the end, the company or the work was not what I wanted to do, even if the job description said something else. So after getting the after getting the internship, I was quite satisfied that yes, this was the thing I wanted to do, and I really got that opportunity. So yeah, I'm very much thankful for that.
Yeah, it's great because it shortens your time and your effort, everything, and efficiency is at the core. Awesome, great. Over to you, Gaurav.
So I think the first internship is very difficult. If you get your first internship, then later on it becomes a bit easier. So I wanted to ask you guys, like, what difficulties did you face in your first internship? I mean, how many times did you apply? Like, how many different companies did you apply before getting your first internship?
Just to add on to Gaurav's question, I think one issue that most people face is, they apply for internships and then after like being rejected from two, three companies, they just give up hope. And then they're like, okay, I don't think it'll work for me. So do you have any tips on that? Like basically how many attempts you had to do before, getting your internship first, and just some words of motivation for those who are applying. I think we can start off with Rishabh. Okay, so to be precise, I was rejected from 12 companies before I got my first internship. So my advice is like I was also feeling to give up after two companies. Like they had an interview, they said that everything is all right and we'll get back to you, and they never got back to me. So like I was also heartbroken and thought that I'll leave it, but then like I picked up myself, my friends were there and they said that have some perseverance, apply some more, and then like after long time I got my first internship, and it was worth it because I learned from all of those failed interviews, failed questions, what I was doing wrong, and I grew as a person, and then like gradually my interview skills kept on like improving, and then finally I got a job. So even though you feel that it is not working, but ultimately you are growing and you are learning some of the skill. Even though you don't get the job, you will know that you will not make the same mistake that you did in the previous interviews. So that is important. Swarangi, would you like to add anything to that?
Yeah, even actually, I want to say my almost all internships, it was very difficult for me to find. Although my first internship, it was more like I was just trying, I was just applying and I was trying out things. But then I got that. But the current internship which I got from Kuwait, before that I applied for many companies, and I don't even remember the count, from Internshala, from LinkedIn, any place and every place I applied, but I didn't get a positive response, and I just lost my confidence. I thought that I won't be making it. at the same time, where the current company, I was giving two interviews. One was this company and the other was some other company. So at that time I thought that interview was great and I will get it. But then somehow they told me they are not satisfied with my interview and they rejected. That was a downfall for me. I lost all my confidence. I thought, I'm a final year student and I'm not getting any internship right now, even though I have a pretty much experience. But then somehow I made through LifeVitae, and now I am confident about it. And I think it's challenging to get an internship, but it's more challenging to get a worthy internship. People get things, get opportunities, but then after that they don't they realize it's not of any use. So that's more important, that you get a place where you are satisfied after getting it. It's not just like you are satisfying your ego of getting something, getting a acceptance offer. It's more worth if you get a proper place with proper experienced people, where you can learn and grow, rather than just for a time, spending time or something. That's all.
Ronak, anything you'd like to add on to that?
More or less, she told it. She and Rishabh told it. And but answering to the question that getting your first internship, I got it. I didn't had to apply for the company. I contacted my senior, who was a founder of a startup. He was a super senior, and we were in contact. So I got it from him. Mm.
Okay, okay. That's something worthy of an experience, because you need to have certain contacts as well, whether it's from college or whether it's from another place. But yeah, contacts do help at the end, right? So, could you also like tell the hiring process that you had to go through, be it your recent internship or like whatever experiences you have had for your hiring processes, starting with Ronak?
Yeah, I had experience with the Honeywell, and I had experience with Sprinkler. The hiring are generally like, first they have the CV shortlisting, like they shortlist using the CV, and in Cuvette there is no CV there. We build uh, profiles, and we are shortlisted from there after we apply. And after that, in the bigger companies, we generally had like a DSA round or something. And after clearing that, we have interview round, then the HR round, and that is how we get the offer. And in the process in which I got my internship from Kuwait, was first I applied it, and the then we had an interview round. And basically the interview interviewed was in various phases, like first the normal introduction, then they were asking some questions, and then there was like a situation round, like they put us in a situation, and uh, we were to answer questions, then the HR, and then we got the offer.
Okay, just it more of the standard process only, right?
Yeah, nothing more or less.
Nothing fancy. Okay, awesome. Rishabh, what about you?
My hiring experience with LT Partners was pretty sweet. We just had one call with the general manager there. He asked me what all things I have done. I showed him some of my work. Then he explained me what he wants to be done and asked if I would be able to do it. Then I said yes, and then he explained me the terms, the benefits, and all. And I said I was fine with it, and then the meeting was over. So it was pretty short and pretty sweet and unique, I'd rather say.
Okay, that's something you don't get to see very often, but yeah, that's one of the experiences that you know you had. Okay,
Yes.
great. And Suragi, what about you?
Yeah, so my current experience, it was like they the CTO, he called me in a meet, and he asked pretty much the oops and or the technical questions, and then about the domain, about the Laravel framework which I would be using. So he asked me the questions, and then he was pretty much happy with me. Then the HR round was there. So at that time, because the CTO was happy, so HR round didn't took more than 10 minutes. Actually, the CEO herself took my HR. So I easily got this internship. This was my this current internships experience. And talking about prior, it was pretty much the same application round, and then a technical interview, talking about your past experiences and whether you are comfortable working and all, and how you would manage your studies along with this. And yeah, that's it, I guess.
Awesome,
Okay,
awesome.
cool, cool. Okay, so like many students have this doubt that okay, so let imagine that I got internship. So what I will be actually doing, like what will be my day uh, by in that internship. So is it different from like making projects, or like what I will actually do? So can you we can start with Rishabh.
Yes, so it will definitely be different from making projects, because in project you don't have anyone over your head looking at your work, and like you will not have performance anxiety at all. But in an internship or a job, there will be a manager who will be expecting something from you, and like you will have this anxiety, but inside of you, that I have to do my best so that the company grows, and then like I have a stable future with the company and all those things. So that is like very different from when we do projects. Plus when we do project, we are only doing a certain thing. Like if we are making a web project, we only make that project. But when we actually do an internship or like a job and make a product over there, so over there the scene is pretty different, or your code will constantly be reviewed. You will constantly be getting feedbacks. There will constantly being tested, and you will get a list of bugs every day in the morning. So and then you go brainstorm about it, fix it, and all those experiences are also important, and that you don't get in a project. So yes, so the life of an intern is pretty much different and exciting.
I would
One
like
more
to
thing,
like
Rishabh,
add
can you
one
just,
more. Yes.
yeah,
Sorry.
sorry, Pat, go ahead.
Okay, I'll go ahead. So,
Yeah.
there's one more add-on question that I would like to ask. Say for example, you applied for a web development internship and you got in, but this case arises when the other person who is working on a software or some web app or some desktop app, they are not present. So in that case, are you expected to replace them, or you're expected to do their work? Does that
So
happen?
it is happening right now, because in the company, they like I was hired for full stack development, but right now I am working on data studio and BigQuery, because the person that was responsible for that is not available. So I think everyone needs to have that much adaptability in it. They are not forcing you to do it, but it would be better if you like learn and do it and help the company, so as everyone can grow together. It has happened with me, and like I did it what it was needed.
Right. Okay, Ronak, what about your experience?
Yeah, like comparing with the projects, we are given we have a senior overhead, which he defines our task. Like we have a clear view of what we have to do in this deadline or in on this particular day. So there is a clearer view of whatever you do, and whatever you do that is being reviewed, and we are going through some best practices, and so like all those stuff are like those things which we cannot be learning and going through by doing a project. And like you asked another follow up, um like are we being like if anyone else of any other team is absent or not present, so are we constrained to do, like there is no compulsion of doing that. Like It is a startup. It is a small company. They would never want their work to be stopped, and we don't want us to be like not learning. There is a scope of learning everywhere, and it is better by contributing on someone's good.
Definitely, there is always a scope of learning, and one should not ever be sitting idle. Great. Surangi, do you have any comments?
Yeah, so I just want to add on that because my company is a startup, I get to work with a less number of people and uh, get very much experience. Also, while working on a project, we are not constrained, like we are not constructed to a deadline, or we won't go back and we won't test it, or we won't check it what our project is, or whether there is a bug. Like for example, if I made a website, I might host it on GitHub or any other free hosting platform, but I won't ask anyone to go and check it, or practically experience it. So that experience I am getting through this internship is what my work is going online and people are using it. So also, I kind of now my work is done, so I am doing a tester part as well. So that experience I won't get if I was working on my own project. So I got a testing experience. Also, I work with the design team, so I kind of get an experience with the design team as well. So I would love. As you asked him a question that if you would do some others part, I would love to do it, and that experience you would get in a startup company more, and you would develop that adaptability. So yeah, that these things you won't be getting when you're working on your own project. So I guess that's also an advantage of working, doing an internship.
And also, I think, when you have to handle some projects, say, the same case that, when some other intern is not available, or some other developer is not available, and you have to do their work, it also teaches you how to adapt to the situation very quickly and prepares you for any adversity that arises, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, totally.
Yes,
Also, you
correct.
get to learn new things rather than at one point you get bored of doing the same thing every day. So if you get a change, you would actually like, and you would grow an interest maybe in that thing also. So you can find another skill. You can grow another skill for yourself. So that's a good thing.
Right, right.
And like most of the internships are like from 6 hours, 7 hours, or 8 hours. So how do you guys like manage both internship and college together? Most of you guys are in final year, so you also have to like study for exams, and you also have to work on your final year projects. But still, you are like managing both. Like so, like how do you guys do this? We can start with Risha.
So, I follow a simple routine. I make a list of things I want to do. I prioritize them and then simply do it. Nothing fancy, but yes, that is getting my work done like in a decent
Okay.
manner. So that's that.
Okay. So like you spend 8 hours, like 8 hours, right?
No, my internship is of 5 hours. So like I actually work around four hours or something.
Okay. Cool. And what about you, Rona?
Yeah, the online semester makes it a bit easier, and plus
Yes. Yes.
adding on managing the work of both of the things. Like my intern generally happens after the college hours, like my college hours end by 6 and the internship start by 9:30, and giving appropriate time, like the interns go at the seniors to understand your situations, like whenever they we tell that we have some submission or we are a bit loaded, they like say like you can manage it. There is no hard constraint to do it by today itself. They give a bit extension too, so it is manageable.
Okay. Cool. And what about you, Swarangi?
Yeah, my internship actually we just have two meetings that we need to attend, and after that, it work from home is a thing that helps me manage my studies and other work, because that's best. And yeah, online semester as well. And the company is pretty much flexible. They just need you to attend the both the meetings, and then you can do your work with your pace, but keep your deadlines. So yeah, that's a cool thing. And no burden is on me that I need to be present physically then and I need to work. So yeah, work from home is a boon for me right now.
Okay, okay. So like work from home and flexible timing helps you guys to like manage both the things. Okay, cool. Parth, you can continue.
Awesome, awesome, great. So I would like to, ask you one advice that you have for people who are searching for internships. Starting with Rishabh.
So, simple advice is you need to the more tough part is the interview. So, the what you need to do is like be confident over there, turn on your camera, make eye contact, and all those basic stuff. Be genuine, don't fake anything, don't tell lies that you know this stuff but you don't, because that in turn will haunt you for the entire duration of your internship. And at the end it is like good to ask the interview like how you did, and he or she will definitely tell you what you did good, what you need to work more on. So even if you get the internship or not, in the next one you can use those pointers and do a better job. So
Okay.
that's what my
While you
advice.
mentioned about, interviews being the hardest part, would you like to add some point on how to, ace at the interviews?
Yes, that is what I was saying. Be confident, don't lie, and be genuine. Be as genuine as possible. If you don't know anything, tell you don't know, and tell the interview that you are willing to learn it, and they will also think that yes, the interview, the person is really interested, and we should try him. So you need to like take all the questions positively and give the most genuine answer that you can give.
Okay, so it's more of being honest and not about, that very common phrase that we hear, fake it till you make it. We don't apply that
Yes,
here.
yes, because if you say that you know these some stuff and you don't, then you will not know that during the entire course of your internship, any day someone will come and ask you help regarding that. But if you don't know, then how will you help that? And at sometimes the manager might neglect it, but at sometimes they would also like cancel your internship, and 2 months work or 3 months work goes in the drain. So that is not worth it. We should always be like as honest as possible.
Yes, that is practical. And
Yes.
Swarangi, what about you?
Yeah, I agree with the honesty part, but people actually neglect resumes. So resumes need to be like very formal and not too much information. Generally, people just randomly apply and they don't update their resume. They don't keep it formal and not standardize it. So the first impression is your resume people would look into. So but Qt has made things easy for it now. And then second thing I would say is actually go down and look for the company's description and the job description, whether you would actually want to work there or you're just randomly applying. So that shouldn't be neglected. And yeah, the interview process, he covered almost the things.
Great. Ronak, would you like to add?
Yeah, like more or less they covered it, but I'll just have my experience. In one of my interviews, I like failed in even answering some of the very basic questions. So I would just say make your basics strong rather than like focusing on some advanced topics or something.
Okay, right. Very practical. Okay, over to Gaurav.
And Rishabh, you said that one of the benefits of internship is that you get stipend and you can buy stuff you like. So
Yes.
I have like two questions for you guys. First is what did you guys did with your first stipend? And also what was the best thing you guys did with your first first stipend? So Rishabh, we can start with you.
So the first stipend, I basically partied out with my friends, but from the next stipend, I like bought some things that I couldn't buy with the money that my family gave me, because I come from a middle class family, and like I wanted a tab for designing. As I told, I did try designing, so I saved my internship money, and then eventually I bought it on my own. And buying stuff on your own feels very good. It is a different kind of high.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Yes.
And Ronak, what about
Yeah,
you?
like the first pay, the feeling is very different. And like the first pay never remains with us. Like that is always like always done. Like with my first pay, I like similarly I partied with my friends. I partied with my family, and I gifted my beloved ones few gifts.
Cool, cool. And what was the best thing you did?
Yeah, like giving the feeling of giving with our own earned money to our parents some
Okay.
gift, even something smaller, that is being cherished. Even that small thing, they have it till now. Like
Mm-hmm.
they have it somewhere stored.
Yes, yes. And what about you, Swarangini?
Yeah, so from my first pay, I got my laptop, my SSD. So, but then the feeling you're buying your own stuff is kind of different, and feeling it feels like you're responsible now. And after that, I bought my family a kind of gift. So yeah, it was amazing. Even though I am currently studying, but I could afford things on my own now. It feels very good about.
Cool, cool. I will also like to add, when I did my first internship, my stipend was 1,000 rupees. So I bought a blue light filter glasses, and the best thing, I went on a solo trip. So that was I wanted to do this from since childhood. So it was like my dream came true. So
Wow.
thanks to internship.
Same. Even I would like to add, I started with teaching Rubik's Cube online freelancing, right? And I donated some money to the temple on advice of my parents, and then I just took my parents out for a dinner, nice dinner. So
Nice,
that was.
nice, cool, cool. Then uh, I think we are done with our questions. And if you guys in audience, do you guys have any questions? Then you can also ask. You can also text if you want to. I can read it for you.
So you guys can either unmute yourself and ask your questions, or you can drop them in the event discussions text channel. So you can do either of the things.
So hello everyone. So I am in first year. So what skills should I develop from I am just starting the journey so that I can target internship in my second and third year?
Risha, Ronak, Swarangini, would you like to answer?
Yes, so I'd say like first get the hang of basic programming, like what programming is, and then explore all the fields. And when you feel that you are confident in a particular domain, you will be able to do good in particular field. Then apply for internship in those field, and that would be better. And like if you start from first year, then you and if you like explore and go with your gut feeling, you can definitely have an internship by the end of third semester or fourth. And you have this awesome website Cuvette. You can come over here anytime to see the available postings.
Also, you can ask your seniors. Maybe they are working somewhere and they could help you get through the internship. So yeah, networks also do help. So try out these things as well. And even there are internship campaigns going on. I had my internship campaign going on in my college during a fest. So even there I got a chance, but later on I couldn't do it. And even internshala helps. But then internshala I won't recommend. I would recommend Cuvette because internshala I tried applying it, but I couldn't get through. I got shortlisted, but I couldn't get through. So yeah, you have Cuvette and you can network as well.
Make a lot of friends, in the first year, and eventually you won't even realize कब वो तुम्हारे friends ही तुम्हारे connections and network बन जाएंगे, and they'll help you lifelong. Make a lot of genuine friends, I would say.
Thanks for the advice.
I got an intern with Kuwait. I was very happy, and I just have one doubt. Where do you try for freelance work? What platform like that?
I have done like some freelancing, so I would like to answer.
Yeah,
Uh,
please.
so how it's the first client, like getting the first client was very difficult. So I think it took me years to get my first client. So so I have made multiple projects in my internship. So so I think I bidded a very small amount for a project. So there was a guy in New York. He wanted to do his college assignment. So he created a bid in Upwork. So I like placed $5, and I think I done like very good work, and $5 was very less. But I think that in that way I got my first client. And once you get your first client, then next like getting next client, it is very easy. So you can try different platforms like Upwork, freelance, or you can also get the clients from your connections. So I have a friend, he got some clients through like through his dad's connection, like from a hotel. So you can try different ways to get clients.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And like getting the first client is very hard, so you will face like a lot of difficulty. So
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
Just want to try it out at home. That's
Cool. And Swarangini, like Ronak, Rishav, have you done freelance, or you can add something?
Yes,
No,
like I have done freelancing work. So I got it from one of my seniors. Like he asked me that a certain startup wants to get a thing done, and I said like yes, I can do it. And so that was that I had to make a remote control of an electric bike. So the work was pretty exciting. That was the only freelance work, and after that, I did get mails where people were asking that are you available, but I had to turn them down. So how people got to me was through my YouTube videos. Like I post my YouTube videos on a channel called Programming Knowledge. Some of you might have heard of it.
Yes.
So people saw my work over there, and then they reached me out that I want this work done or that work done, and that is how I connected with like the freelancing community.
So one of the attendees have a fun question. So they want to know what qualities would you not want in a co-intern? Anyone would like to take it? Rishabh, Ronak, or Swarangi?
can you repeat the question?
So what qualities would you not want to see in a co-intern?
Not interested, like the one person who is not interested in doing and he's just hanging around and burdening everything on us, like talking sweetly but then just getting the work completed by us. And then actually I had such experience where I did something and then the credit went to that person. And
Hmm.
one more experience was I was doing my stuff. They asked me for help and I left my stuff and I started helping them, but same situation arise. And she said that she is already working on something and she won't be able to help. So this quality I think it shouldn't be there. I won't like it now.
I think that's something that's many of his face. So, any of you'd like to add anything, Rishabh, Ronak?
So I also had one experience. There was this guy. He was very arrogant. He thought like he knew everything, and like he thought he knew better than everyone. So like better than all the interns. So when we were suggesting something and then all those things, so he was directly cutting us out and undermining our suggestion, and then like telling that we should do this and that is not good, and that doesn't create a very good and healthy atmosphere where you would want to work in. So I'd rather prefer to work with people who are not arrogant and like friendly, helpful kind of people.
One should be always willing to learn.
Yes.
Always.
And Ronak, would you like to add something?
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
like to add, and comfortable of taking critics and suggestions. It shouldn't be like we are attacking them. They shouldn't take it that way if we are saying something.
Mhm.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah, and one more thing is like, yeah, the co-interns needs to be a bit interesting in the like he needs to be interested in whatever we are doing, because the more the co-intern is involved, the one person with whom we communicate the most is the co-intern, and we if the co-intern and us are both interested, then we discuss a lot and we learn from the communication pretty much.
Cool.
So, yeah, does anyone else have any questions? We can take them now if anyone has any questions. We'll wait for a minute so that you guys can ask your questions and then we'll be closing. Okay, so I don't think anyone has any questions. So thanks a lot for attending, guys, and thanks to Swarangi, Ronak, and Rishabh for joining and giving their precious time. So yeah, thanks a lot, guys. I hope all of you got to learn some things and got some tips about how you can get your next internships. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys.
Thank you everyone for joining
Thank,
in.
thank you for having.
Thank you
Thank
for
you for
having us.
having us.
Thank you. Have a good day.